Today I am going to be showcasing Aokiji. He can be obtained from Summon in Legendary form, and he can be evolved into the Ice Admiral, his mythic form, with doing some challenges and grinding. Overall, it took quite a while, but I would say it's pretty worth it. Let's look at his stats. Okay, so Aokiji, what you want to focus on in his stats are his ability damage and his attack speed. The reason you want to focus on ability damage is he deals mainly ability damage. You're going to see later that one of his passive actually makes it so that even his normal attack will also do ability damage. So it's just what you want to focus on because ability damage is his main damage method. Now, the reason you want to focus on attack speed is because his normal attack also deals ability damage. Attack speed is just going to make him attack faster. Also, his normal attack freezes enemies, so it's just going to allow you to do a lot of debuff and a lot of mana gain. Every other ones of his ability isn't like too unique. These are like the two main things you want to focus on, the number one being ability damage. Now, let's look at the equipments that I have on him. My first one is Phantom Dancer, and the reason I want to put this on him is because it boosts that attack speed and give him more crit damage. Also, with Phantom Dance, you gain even more attack speed and more damage as he continues attacking and ramping up. Overall, I think this is a very good equipment to have on pretty much any unit. Next is Magical Charm, pretty self-explanatory. It boosts mana gain so he can spam out his ability as fast as possible. Finally, we have Spectator. I'm going to explain this later, but Spectator basically just gives you true dodge, and it combos very well with his passive. Now let's look at his abilities. He has two abilities. First is Ice Block, second is Ice Stomp. First one just deals an area damage, ability damage to everyone nearby. Second one is pretty much the same thing. It does a little bit more damage and it freezes enemy. So he's a damage dealer plus a debuffer. Now let's look at his passive, which is very impressive passive. Marine Training and Strength Training is pretty good because it boosts attack speed. His Armament Haki, it's decent. It slightly boosts damage and slightly boosts penetration. I wouldn't say it's like a good passive, but it's decent to have, I guess. Ice Stomp is just his ability. Now, this is the passive that combos really well with the equipments. Element Reflex. On dash, leave behind an ice decoy, which explodes, dealing 10% ability damage and applies 5% slow for 5 seconds. Now, that in itself isn't that impressive, but what you want to focus on is the True Dodge token. Aokiji received one True Dodge token every 15 seconds, meaning every 15 seconds he's going to be able to dodge instantly. Now, this works really well with Spectator because of the ability Insight. Every 8 seconds, this champion gains one True Dodge token, and True Dodge tokens are expended when the unit dodge, meaning his passive is going to give him one dodge every 15 seconds, and Spectator is going to give him another dodge every 8 seconds. So we're just stacking as many dodges as possible, keeping him alive as long as possible. Spectator also gives Foresight, meaning every time he does dodge, his dodge would make it so that he gains 30 mana. I don't think this is going to be too important, but it's, something to have, I guess. Now, let's continue with our passive. Eternal Ice, champion's abilities and passive ice power is now significantly stronger. Basic attack now applies slow and deal extra 20% ability damage. This is why you want to focus on ability damage, because his normal attack now also deals it. Now, even though it says 20% here, it's going to be higher because his next passive, Devil Awaken, boosts overall abilities and passive. So with Eternal Ice and Devil Awaken, both boosting ability and passive power, all his abilities that's being shown here, it's actually a lot more cracked and broken than it seems. Finally, Ice Age, which is his active ability, use up all mana and permission to cast out Tremendous Ice Beam to freeze all enemies. This is pretty much the same thing Kirito does. So if you go look at Kirito here, his final one, basically the same thing. Use mana and permission to cast out Ice Beam to freeze all enemies. If you use both of them in combination, it's going to be very good because the enemy's going to be stunned or frozen for quite a while. So they're a good duo to have in a single team. So that's pretty much it for just looking at the base stats. Now let's go look at what he can do in an actual game. Okay, now that we load into the actual game, since Aokiji only costs 500 to place down, oh my god, that's so bright. Since he only costs 500 to place down, just like Kirito, he can be the first unit you place. I would recommend placing Kirito first, because Kirito ramps up much faster. But if you only have the Ice Admiral, I guess they're both equally as good to be the first placement. Now in the beginning of the game, he's not going to be able to do too much. His damage is a little worse than Kirito, and his attack speed is also slightly worse than Kirito. But his ability damage, I would say, might be slightly better when Kirito haven't ramped up yet. Okay, so I'm going to keep going until we can upgrade. He doesn't have like any of his passive right now. He only has Phantom Dance, Insight, and Foresight, which are all things that is given by the mythic items, not from himself. Now, after you upgrade him one time, Marine Training, a little bit of a buff. The thing about him is, even though he's a brawler type character, meaning close range fighter right now, when you get him in his legendary form right after you freshly summoned him, he's actually, if I remember correctly, a range damage dealer. I think they called it like Musketeer or something. So he attacks from a range, which is a little bit odd that from his legendary form to his mythic form, he actually changed type, which I find to be odd because Kirito kept his type. He's a swordsman both in his epic, legendary, and mythic form. Okay, let's continue upgrading him. And he's gained strength training in one upgrade. Finally, his third upgrade, his Haki. So, as you can see in the beginning, he doesn't ramp up too much. He's still dealing only 200 damage. His ability is quite good though. The AoE is very good. What the hell? He just missed? Okay. I would say the trait that you should have on him would be something to boost ability damage, but Nimble works too, I guess, because I only have Nimble on him because it takes so much trait rerolls to try to get something good. But Nimble is decent enough that it kind of works on him. Alright, he's still doing pretty low amount of damage. Oh, okay, never mind. I didn't mean to offend you like that. Alright, now we get his next upgrade, his fourth upgrade. His ability's doing 2k each right now, which is insanely good. He hasn't gained any new passive though. I think he is one of my favorite mythic just because that freeze debuff really keeps a lot of other units alive. He's also fairly cheap. Okay, upgrade 5. Did he gain something good now? Okay, he gained Eternal Ice. Now his damage is gonna ramp up. Let's see how good his damage is. He's very tanky. Okay, he's now doing almost 400 damage. Ooh, okay. He's doing a lot of damage now. Now, he's fully maxed out. He gained his Devil Awaken, and now he gained his Awakening Power. Okay, let's just see him as his full form. 600 damage per shot, using abilities straight away, dealing large AoE damage. Ooh, and he gained attack speed once in a while. Okay, so let's just flash through and see how much damage he can do to these enemies. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna press stats and we can see he's doing 3k. Oh my lord. Now we have gained his awakening ability, Ice Age. I'm gonna wait for more enemies to spawn. There's only like 5 of them here. Okay. He's clearing them with 0 issues, but this is kind of an earlier stage. Okay, now there's a lot of enemies. I mean, there's still 5, but they're a little bit more separate out. Okay, I'm gonna use his ability. You kind of need to wait for a bit for him to gain some mana. And once you press it, how much damage? 6,000 damage to everything on the map. I would say that's impressive. It's slightly better than Kirito because Kirito does about 3 to 4k to everyone. And this does 6k. I mean, he is an ability damage dealer, so it's not that surprising. As good as I think Ice Admiral is, he's not the best damage dealer. It's really his debuff that I would say is the reason why I would use him. I would say Kirito is probably the best damage dealer in the game right now. And I showcased him in my last video, so if you want to check that out, I'll link it at the end of the video. He's still not struggling. How much is his passive heal? 120. His shield and his resistance is over 50% for both, so he doesn't take much damage. His HP is over 10k, which is amazing. So he's pretty tanky. I mean, he is a brawler, so very tanky unit. Oh, he's dying. Never mind. Oh, I think he's losing. And he's dead. Ooh, I'm taking damage. Okay, so looks like he can't handle it on his own. Let's just summon Kirito in. Let's do a competition. Let's put both of them somewhat in the middle. Max out Kirito. Let's compare his form. Kirito only has 6,000 health. Ice Admiral has 10k. Kirito has more attack damage, but less ability damage. Kirito is slightly tankier with his armor, but his HP isn't that high. Kirito's attack speed's a lot higher, but that's because all my gear. Why does Kirito have no gear on him? Am I using the wrong Kirito? Oh, I'm using the wrong Kirito. Oh no, this is my non-shiny version. Oh, I keep the wrong guy. Oh, that's fine. Let's see Kirito with no gear. Who's doing more damage? Kirito with no gear. I don't... Okay, Kirito's doing more damage with no gear. That's kind of impressive. Sadly for Ice Admiral, he's not the best damage dealer. As being showcased right here, a Kirito with no gear, absolutely beating him right now in terms of damage. Kirito with gear, probably the best damage dealer I have in my team. Even though I have the Light Admiral, I would say Light Admiral is a good burst damage starter, but he doesn't fight too well in a prolonged game. Because when you use Kirito ramps up. You want to use Stone Mass on him so that he can gain passive healing. So the longer the wave goes, the more unkillable Kirito becomes. Alright, let's see. Kirito's still leading in damage. Oh, never. Oh my god. Kirito's absolutely destroying everyone right now. He's struggling to stay alive though. I think the main reason why Kirito's even alive is because of his passive. It's this one, yeah, whenever he drops below a certain point he heals. And another thing is Ice Admiral's kind of helping Kirito stay alive with his freeze. Okay, let me close this real quick. Click both of their ability. Look at the stats. And start the final round. Both of them's gonna nuke the whole map. And I'm gonna get flash of lights in my face. Ice Admiral absolutely dealing a lot more damage than Kirito. But even though he's doing a lot more damage, I would say the only reason he did more damage is probably because he got his ability out first. Kirito damage didn't even go up, so everything has already been killed by the Ice Admiral. I would say he doesn't exactly have like a faster draw speed. If you go rewatch, the Ice Admiral actually reached the enemy before Kirito does. So I think that's why he has faster mana gain. Plus, I also put Mannequin items on Ice Admiral, so it's not really a surprise he beat it a no gear Kirito when it comes to drawing out your ability. So overall, I would say the Ice Admiral is worth summoning for and worth evolving. There's not too many Mythic in the game right now. I'm close to having all of them, so I think I'll be able to showcase every last Mythic in the game soon. And once I do, I'll make a tier list on who the best ones are. So if you want to check that out, just subscribe because I'll be posting them all later.